Okay, so we have been working on the motions, right? These very basic, fundamental aspects of this technique. And as I told you, Martinez believes, and it makes sense, because in the Murray Spivak Percussion Studio Library, it's one of the first set of strokes that you learn, just after the upstroke and downstroke exercise, and those flam. Let me talk. So, and to be polite to anyone who's listening, feint and flam, the flam and feint, the flam and stroke incorporate these very fundamental motions. And so we're not getting into, although there's always fulcrum potential, we're not taking advantage of this, the fulcrum, in this hand, traditionalists here. We're not taking advantage of the fulcrum, then we're not playing rebounds. You don't start with rebounds necessarily, although Chad Wackerman did say to me that he thought that a lot of guys come in and they're all wrist, and so he needs to get them into rebounds. So there's that as well. Every student is different, which is why Murray Spivak said, I could teach my house painter, the guy painting his walls. I taught him how to play a stroke, but I needed to be there with him. You write a book and every student is different and it's not really going to help. Maybe, I say. So, pardon me. So we want to learn these basic fundamental motions that are part of the Spivak 7 basic strokes. Okay. So let's just take a quick look and a review of how your feint and flam is, flam and feint and the flam and stroke. How are they coming along? I think you were at like 30 to 40.
Yeah.
Right.
Get the mention.
Can you play them at 40?
Yeah.
Someone behind you in that window is getting a free drum lesson. I see it.
You got me there.
Bless you. I have to see if I can play it, because I play with a traditional grip typically, right? And all the same principles apply. Different grips, but we have to have a fulcrum. We have to apply force to a lever arm over the said fulcrum. There is resistance, which is the stick itself. Do it differently. Maybe you were mirroring what I was doing. But this, see what I mean? And it takes a while to actually believe in this stuff, perhaps, or to believe in aspects of the technique that are seemingly so subtle that they're not of great importance. But they are. What we're looking to do is play this classic, and it's in Murray Spivak's video where he's teaching Louis Bellson. right? You're so close to the surface, you can't help but make a note. Okay? We need to get that. If you don't have this, then you don't have the upstroke that we're looking for. He has Louis come up, and he goes, let me cock our wrists. And if I recall, Louis is like this, and he says, and the butt end is away from your palm. So Louis physically moves it away because he came up so slowly that the momentum didn't carry it away. Right? He says, and then if you want more power, you cock your wrist again, right? Because we dropped and we're so close to the surface we can't help but make a note. Then we cock our wrists, as Murray would say. Then the butt end's a little bit away, and then he said, then you can cock again, and you can even add thrust with your middle finger, right? And come down. So you have the master, Murray Spivak, and you have the video teaching Louis Belson, oh my God, how to do this upstroke that I'm trying to get you to believe in, or to really consider and lock in. And you haven't locked it in yet because you weren't just letting it touch. You can think of it as gravity. You can think of it as a little turn, but you're getting this to this, this to this, this to this, this to this, over and over again. Just do it in your right foot a second. Do it with me. Join me. So I get to here, and I've come up about that much, huh? That's it. See, this little tap is part of the motion. We don't go up and then tap. We don't tap and then go up. It's part of the motion. Part of the motion. Let's copy the way this looks now. 3-finger grip. Really focused on that 3-finger grip, which gives us fulcrum potential. Dick would go up a little more like this, I believe. See? And Murray would want to get to this sooner. See in the video, he likes to do this. This may be more efficient, but that's debate for another time. We're getting that. So when we go to play the Feint and Flam, we're getting, here it is in the left. Let's see, I'm out of position, but here it is in traditional. Watch. Look, it's the same. And in traditional, we're not turning, we're rotating. However, this part of it is very similar to what the right is doing. There's a bend in the left. It's like there's a bend in the right. So we get something like this. Okay, and see how the tap doesn't go to the ceiling first. It's just part of this motion. Should be able to do that here too. So it's tap, drop, 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 drop. We have to get that. Better. So also there is movement. I don't want you stopping. We might do that remedially to get you to learn how to come up. But it's about this. But watch how this keeps going up, and then as the bead comes up, see, everything is working conversely. Everything is in countervalence to each other. So that when the bead or the stick is going down, I'm going up. So am I going up or down? And when the bead goes up, the arm or the wrist, the arm comes down. So am I going down or up? Because the stick is going up, but the arm is going down. And at the very end, they catch up to each other. And they move just at the end in concert. Right, just make sure you don't drag that bead up, but you're going to come up until you're ready to make your blow, as Maurice Spivak would call it. Okay, now play the Flam and Feint and Flam. Metronome on at 40. Much better. Right. That's what you need to focus on. You just need a little tap, a consistent tap, in terms of the appoggiatura for the Flam, or the Flams won't be even. So decide how much you're going to turn for that little note that creates the Flam. That is the appoggiatura to the downstroke. Don't go lifting up on the, now you're back to lifting up. You lost it. Now where did your mind go? That's a Richard Wilson. Kevin, where did your mind just go? Where did your mind just go? There, you're back. You've brought back that level of awareness. Different, isn't it? Something going on up here that's different than when you suddenly, after all that time discussing the Spivak upstroke dropping from parallel, the floor, you went right back to turning to the ceiling. You have to concentrate on the upstroke. That's the gig here. It's this motion, and it involves dropping it there. No, don't lift it up. Then you come back to the floor. There. That upstroke is for free. All you have to do is this. Look, all you're doing is this. All you're doing is this, and you get a note. You actually get a note. Or you can just keep the bead in one position, Richard Martinez's fixed point in the universe, and come up and not make a note. But as Maurice said, you're so close to the surface, you can't help but make a note, potentially, right? That's the gig. Okay, now let's hear the Flam and Feint. So what are we going to be focusing on? Now, because it's a dotted eighth note with a 16th, it's got the feel of a shuffle. And that little up to down is going to be faster, which Dick and Murray would refer to as being like a little flick. Got to drop. You lifted it. There it is. There it is. There it is. Okay, see, that's what you need to focus on, Ralph. Okay. I'll make sure to include that in bold letters for your lesson. Now, Flam and stroke. Let's see that. Now we're back to straight A's, aren't we? What are you focusing on? You should be focusing on dropping the bead from the floor, parallel bead to butt end, to get your upstroke. Make sure that the other note that is just a little turn is consistent from one hand to the other, so you have the chance of actually getting consistent flams. Flams that aren't too open or not too close, or whatever you decide they'll be, but they're always the same. Good. Go back to concentrating. That's it. You stop. I saw you lift your right up. You lost it. There you go. It just drops. It does this. And look. Yeah. It just does this. That's it. It does this. It doesn't do this. That's an extra motion. We're just doing this. And it happens to touch. And then you turn. that what it's doing? Martinez talks about, God, he mentioned this to me years ago. He talks about it going up like this. If this was the wrist, it would go up like this. Right? And then you come back. You're going up, and then you come down, and this hand does that. So it looks like it would look like this. You can see it. Here, watch. You see it? You see this going thusly, and this going like that. And then the thing collapses. Maybe a better way just to describe it would be just simply this to this. This to this. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so this is coming along. Now, I had you working on something that I wrote for a tune, or it's part of my writing that has to do with that tune. It's gone through it's had a few different aliases, but we landed on the bass player said you should call it, because it's a takeoff on the Crabb, which is another tune I wrote, which we could use as well. The opening 4 bars, or opening 2 bars, is kind of interesting rhythmically. And I try to bring some of this stuff that I've learned into my writing. And other musicians that aren't familiar with the world of drums and rhythm, they find it challenging, and it's a lot of fun. They dig it. So I had you working on King Crabb, right? And that involves a metric modulation, where I go from 4 to 5 to 6 and then to 7. And where were you on that? 40 to what? 40 to 52 or something?
40, I think, or something like that.
Okay, so let's hear it at 40. If you get your head around, have gotten your head around this, and your hands around this.
Sorry. So it's what, these 2 bars each, right? Or just 1 bar?
I would suggest that you just, this is what I do with the band. We all play a loop. Dun, 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 dum, 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 sax player, bum, 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 bum. We just meditate on it. And I chick, chick, dum, 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 say 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dot, 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 and we'll hang on that for a while. 2, 3, dot, 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 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, dot, 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 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I suggest you hang out, count out loud.
1, 2.
Keep your feet going, because at some point when it gets to the groups of 5 and 7, there's going to be that metronome that lands in between the notes, but where your feet, so your feet will be landing in between the notes with the metronome.
2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5,
2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Graph. Okay, you're getting the idea. And if I'm on the drum set, maybe I do this sometimes, or maybe I don't, but I understand it well enough, and I feel it well enough. And when I got to 7, as I was demonstrating for you, it took me like 2 passes to get the feet to land in between. I don't know if you noticed that. See?
Been noticing.
We're all working at this stuff.
Yeah, for sure, man.
So the gig is what we want to do is try to get the click, and so I'm watching your feet or your legs that are responding. See how the legs respond to an ankle turn? They move, don't they? You don't have to lift up your legs. All you're doing is rolling. It's the same thing with the hands. It's a little more confusing because now we don't have a surface to press down on or to move around. Okay.
Yep.
Maybe for a foot lesson, but what we're trying to do is get that metronome to land in between. So we're trying to get that to land. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Here, I'll do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, what we want is maybe it's my fault for not making it more clear in my instructions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's with see 1, 2, the 4 is now with the actual stroke or strike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's really easy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay, that's what we want to feel. Might be a little fast, but we'll see. But as well as learning to feel that, I'll introduce another aspect to help you develop your hands. So let's see. Let's see, maybe with 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to turn to maximum rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Well, you're cheating.
Sorry?
Well, you're cheating. You're not really coming all the way up. I want you to come up. I want you to come up. You're leading with your arms. You're not turning your wrists. See, this exercise really, this exercise isn't about, at this point, actually playing King Crabb. Eventually, it'll turn into you really being able to play King Crabb, and I know you can already do it. If put to the task, you could play it. I don't know if you pulled up one of my recordings and played along as I suggested, but I know you could. Now we're taking it to another level. because you're not turning you're using your arm. Your arm's moving too much, I can tell. All we're doing is we're doing this. That's how much my arm moves. Maybe. Look at my stick. My stick is down by, now we have different shapes, but my stick is up by my nose. Yours is up by the top of your, yours is up, okay, let's not go there. There's a lot of fodder here for great comedic communique, but okay, so we're, you see, I can see you doing this. You just did this. Okay, let's take a look at it. We're gonna come up. Do that. What now? Watch my forearm.
Yeah, it only moves when you reach the extension of the wrist.
I don't think of it that way. That's what I saw with you. Like you're going to keep it here, and then when you get to the top, it's going to come up. You just leave it alone. I don't know when it comes up. I don't really care. I just want to feel this. See, my arm is almost flat. Yours is like this. It is.
I can do this, but
well, maybe that's what you need to do. We'll find out, huh?
This, right?
Right. So we're going to get that. Here's what it looks like in the hand. Show me what it looks. Swivel around and show me what yours looks like in the hand. No, I don't want you to move. Your grip looks okay. See, no, I said don't want you to move. Play along. Come on. Okay, we're here. Don't move. Grip looks pretty good, right? It's a 3-finger grip. And look at my forearm. Don't do anything. I know you're going to change to. You're only fooling yourself if you. It's just stay with me. Just stay with me.
Staying with you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the forearm is quite flat. It's barely moved. See, you look like you're like this. I'm like this. Yeah, you're like this. There you go. That's better. Lead with your wrist. Stop doing something with your arm. You shouldn't even be thinking about it. See, if you were teaching a little kid and you said, just do this, they go, well, right? Then you wouldn't even need to mention it. You probably would. Now go ahead, turn back towards me. Okay, and come back up nice and smooth. Now I want you to let go with your thumb and first finger. Let it go. Take them off.
Thumb and first finger.
Yeah. It's good. That's it, isn't it? This is all that's really keeping the stick from doing what just happened when you let go of the first finger and thumb. You're feeling this. Come on up. Take your other fingers off for fun. Okay. But you're right. It's just balance there.
Yeah.
Like the baseball players who can keep a bat, they can keep it going forever. I'm not a baseball player, clearly, but right? What's that? And if you let go, it falls.
Mm-hmm.
It would roll down. That means that we're not clutching the stick. That means you're not clutching the stick. That's good. So we're getting to this position. And we have a 3-finger grip. And it looks like this. And then we're simply going to turn to the surface. Just like that. There. Not bad. You're not even thinking about your arm, are you? You're more focused on the grip and getting to this position and knowing that it's very beautifully balanced in a very relaxed way. Okay, now go ahead and play. Put the metronome on at 40 and see if you can do that, playing groups of 4. Totally playing 4. Got to all the way up. See, you've already lost it. You're gonna miss the lesson where I'm taking you here. So it's slower, isn't it? Or maybe I didn't give proper, clear instructions.
The notes, so that's what I did.
Okay, I just want you to play we're at 40. Each click is a wrist turn, a maximum wrist turn. Real slow. We're trying to get the motion. I'm not trying to get you to play King Crabb, even though it's a very cool tip. No, you're not coming all the way up. You won't experience this if you don't come all the way up. Just for fun, cut it in half. You're going to come up, so you're going to get 2 clicks for every motion. Takes some concentration, doesn't it? Come all the way up. Okay, now turn that into quarter notes. 1 click per motion. Now, what we're trying not to do is any pulling or any manipulation. We just hold it and turn. Whatever happens, happens. Got to come all the way up so that the stick is perpendicular to the playing surface. Come up nice and smooth. 3-finger grip, but you got to get to that place where it's balanced like this. You're not always getting there. Probably have you turn to your side. Well, I'm not asking you to go further than this. I'm not asking you to do the Murray's V-back. Now you can thrust it. We're not doing that. You have to come up to here, which Louis Belson did, although he was in the process of making a motion. But I want you to come up to here for a regular wrister. Okay, now I'm going to want you to come up to, now do this with me. This is a Richard Martinez thing, right? Coming up to here. Okay, now what happens when you turn to here? What happened?
Well, my wrist is not fully extended. Yeah.
Come on now, go deeper.
It's going to be lower volume, of course.
Okay, you're missing it. So you're not really, you're not the thinker.
It's not a fair question. I mean, it's not a fair question.
And it's not a trick question. It's a challenging question, and it's a Socratic approach. But now I'll tell you.
The thing is that the bad hand is touching the palm as well.
You think? Maybe you want to include that?
Come on, man. You're tripping, man.
That's the whole thing. That's what, just like you don't want to focus on the stroke actually turning from parallel down. Now you don't want to recognize what I'm trying to get across to you. So we have that, right? At what point does the stick fall into the pan?
Almost immediately after vertical.
I don't know about almost immediately. Oh, no, there. That's almost immediate, depending on the speed.
I guess, yeah.
Well, okay, so we're here, right? And the stick would first fall. And you don't really feel the stick You don't really feel the stick laying in the hand, do you? It's suspended. It's suspended in a sense. The stick doesn't feel very heavy, does it? It's like you're almost underneath it.
Well, we know that because if you let go the stick, the stick falls. So there's that, right?
There you go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn and feel the stick fall into the hand. And now the butt end is touching. Now I want you to play from here. Now we really have to be at the floor to get this. But now I want you to play from here. Like that. Okay? Feels different, doesn't it? It's different.
And there's an interesting one too, which is if I raise my arm slowly, then it always goes with the palm. If I do it quickly, then I feel that the stick moves a bit away from the palm and then goes back to the palm.
Which is why, as per my instructions, I want you to come up smoothly. I want you to come up smoothly. And don't make a really big deal about all of that. But Murray pointed it out, didn't he? And now the butt end is away from the palm. Okay? We don't want to make any one of these aspects, we don't want to blow it out of proportion. But we are trying to feel the difference between this and this. There.
I know what you mean,
yeah. Okay, so now I want you to play metronome on at 40. Now I want you to play the quarter notes at you're going to play with a quarter note, but you're only going to turn to that level of height. You still come kind of high though, but not as high as before. You see why it's so important to be honest about what you're doing? And if I ask you to come all the way up, if you don't come all the way up, there's no distinction. There's just nothingness. I really want you to come all the way to the floor, to there. Good, good. And it would feels a little different, doesn't it? This feels different than this. Now, if we go from here to here, now to here, no, just to here, somewhere in between. We're going down in stages. Now the stick's really laying in the hand. Now you really feel the weight.
Weight, yeah, for sure.
More than what you did here, and a lot more than what you felt here. Go from here, and turn to that second interval, and you'll really feel the stick fall into the hand. Feel it? Now you really have to hold this thing up. You didn't have to hold it up that way. It wants to go this way. Now the stick wants to go this way. Okay? So we're going to turn from here. Like that. With the metronome on at 40. Not a lot of play, is there? Now it's always going to be on the palm. It will feel different here than it does here. Okay, so now you're feeling that. Now what we're going to do is we've gone from here to here to here. Let's see. Let's just do a little turn. So now we're coming up just past parallel. Maybe an inch or so. See why the floor is so important? Because we need to know how high we're turning. There'll be a relationship between the floor and how high we turn and how the stick feels in the hand. So now we're here. Now we're here. We were here. Now we're here. Now it really wants to go in that direction. Oh no, you're coming up too high. You're only coming up to here. That's what we're doing. Coming up too high. No, you're coming up to the other position. You don't have the development yet to control the height of your wrist turn.
I think what is the right height, right?
You've got to get to the height I prescribed, and that means that if you don't have the discipline to do that, you won't have control over your dynamics, which is very typical. Most guys want to play really loud. Everything seems to work really loud. You know? Can't we get it to work? You were just above pianissimo. Right, there, better. Developing. Now you have awareness, and you have a sound that you're learning to control. I don't mean control, kind of control. Be careful about equivocations, you know. But it's a some dogs have ears. Well, my dog must have some ears. I mean, okay. Now we were coming up to here. Now what happens if we just play to here? Now we're parallel. In that world that it seems very foreign to you because you can't make an upstroke from there. You don't get to turn up at all now.
Oh, not at all. Is that it? Okay.
Now we're playing pianissimo. See how it works? Now the stick feels very heavy. You're down with all the weight wanting to go in that direction, forward. You still have the same grip. The stick is going to feel a little different. And you have some control. Okay, now come back up to how many degrees of wrist turn? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back up to the 5th position and play 4s there. Now it's not an arm thing. Oh, we lost it. Go concentrate on the feeling of the stick in your hand and the turning of the wrist, and stop introducing the arm when your mind should be focused on in other places. Not that much to think about. 3-finger grip. You're turning up. We're feeling the weight of the stick. Want to head directly down to the butt end, down to the floor. Okay, now turn to the 4th position. Keep going. Okay, now to the 3rd position. A little higher, isn't that? The 3rd position is just a little higher than that, somewhere in there. Just a little. No, don't. Careful. Now we're going down to the 4th position. So it's just an inch above. No, it's got to be an inch. There you go. Come on. Left, right had it. There you go. No, too high. Too high. Where's your awareness of the wrist turn and the control of said wrist turn? There you go. Now we're going to play pianissimo from parallel. The world that is so unfamiliar to so many drummers, particularly in the rock world. The symphonic guys, so that's different. Just let the stick lay in your hand, 3-finger grip. Just turn, touch the surface. You'll feel the impact in your hand. Okay, back up, 5th position, groups of 5. Now, how will that work if the metronome is going click, click, click? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and put your metronome on at 30. Let's do it this way. So now the metronome lands on 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, but at 30. So you're turning up to the 5th position. Come on, you got to come all the way up. Count out loud.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, you feel that. Now turn that into groups of 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. 1, 2, you got to come all the way up.
1, 2,
and 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 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 and 4, 5. Come on, all the way up, up.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And I'm not going to bust you if you're not using your feet, but when you're practicing and you have some time to really hash this thing out, you're going to want to get your feet happening. See, you can see my feet when I turn my ankles. Right, I'm just really playing. I'm playing with my heel on the floor. Okay. Typically, Dick Wilson would have you turn your ankles like a regular wristler, and he'd say, I want you to bite the floor with the balls of your feet. But that way I won't be able to see, you can't see that I'm turning really, turning my ankles. Here, I'm making a motion. So you can see it. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. And that's why you should count, because that 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. That's the note that you want to feel in your feet. Come on, stop doing that. Just turn your wrists. Okay, come down to the 4th position. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. 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 Now down to the 3rd position. 1, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. 1, 2. Don't turn too high. 5. We're at the 3rd position. 3 and 4. Now the 2nd position. 2, 3, and 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. Now down to the last position. 3 and 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 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 and 4, 5. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next position. It got quieter, didn't it? 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're down here. 4, 5. Now we're down here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. Down to the 4th position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. 3rd position. 4, 5, 6. 3rd position. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm bringing it back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now to the top. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. Look at the way it looks. It's better though. This is how people are. Now watch. So I'll have you do that. I'll have you come all the way down and then back up. And then you'll move once you get back up from 4, for instance. You're down here at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it'll be 1, 2, and then it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and you'll bring it back down and then back up, and then you'll go to
6
and then to 7 the same way. And so you can see, even though this is really a focus on this complaint you've had from the beginning about how your left hand can't turn. It doesn't seem to work. Well, neither does your right. You don't know how to turn your wrist yet. The left does it just as good as the right once you understand what it is. Fine. Can you actually do this? Right? Can you really do that? Now look at the quality the stick has. The stick has, and this isn't it. We're not the wind up, you know, the monkey playing drums. And to save money, it's just one spring, however they do it. So when one arm goes up, when one arm comes down or hand comes down, usually it's the arm. The other one is like on a string, on a pulley. But that's not how we're thinking. But there is a little bit of that quality to it. Watch. I don't do that quite as often when I'm in this position. However, so we're looking at. Let's see if I can get that for you. See what it looks like? It kind of looks, doesn't it? One goes up, the other comes down. I'm not thinking that. And that's really not what I'm doing, but that's it starts to have some of that look. Start to get into motions. And then one hand. See? Let's turn into single spins, and you start to move using the motions that you're working on with Feint and Flam. Now, okay, so that's what's going to happen. We're going to go through at 40 or 30 to 40, because I think you can get it up. We're good to that speed. We're going to play that little chart that I just made it up, you know, and I think it'll help you because your singles are fun, and they're going to get a lot better as you see. Okay, you start to feel what I'm showing you. You'll be golden. Okay, now I had you working on reading. Right, I had you on. We're just gonna take a peek into this other world, perhaps. I had you in intermediate, Mitch Peters.
Yeah.
I did. Here somewhere. I had you playing the 3 counts, variation number 1, 4 hand motions per pulse, right?
Yep.
Okay. Roman numeral 6. Now I had you up kind of like, we're 76 or something. Where are you putting the metronome?
It was 80, I think.
Oh. See if you can do that. Stop. It's all going to connect for you. You're essentially just pumping it up. What we want, go slow it down to like, put it at 56. No, see, this isn't about speed right now. This isn't about playing king crab. This is about learning how to turn our wrists. Where's that left accent? Okay, so it's gotten better as you slow it down, but are we really turning our wrists? Are we really making this motion? And then the bar you miss. See? So let's just play the last bar of the second system. It's really just full strokes, isn't it? Now I'm playing another bar. I guess we're here mezzo. Last bar, repeated over and over. Last bar of the second system. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. Can you play it here? Sorry, I'm playing the wrong thing. Hey, look. We're back to this, aren't we? Remember the exercise we just worked on? You can see how that'll play a part in this, right? Like, can you really turn to here? It's just this, isn't it? No. See, we're just making motions. We're not pumping our arms. We're not using fingers. We have this three-finger fulcrum, three-finger grip with a fulcrum, right? We can get into the fulcrum's middle finger, or is it somewhere, Carlos Vega said it's somewhere in between. We can get into that. Three-finger grip. You got to feel that stick rocking over, becoming a first-class lever, like a teeter-totter. Okay. So to break it down, one, we're just doing this. You can't do that. How are you going to play doubles? It's Frit's turn. Now you're using your arms. There you go. Now play the pattern with the strokes. The action. No. Play as though they're singles. I'm trying to just teach you. This is just motions with a narrow fulcrum. So if you want it to bounce, it will, but you have to turn higher. You lost your turn. Now I want you turning. Metronome's what? We're at 56, and we're doing this. Up, 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 up. Let's do that. Got the accents. 3, 1, 2. It's cool, isn't it? Okay, so what we've really learned today is that you need to develop dynamics, right? Which has to do with this simple wrist turn, which you're getting. You had it for the exercise I created. All we're going to do is bring that here. All we're doing is this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, you were doing this all day long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? All I'm having to do is this. Up, up. So you have to turn this high every time. Up, 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 up. And when you're ready, you can turn into rebound. Up, 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 up. So it's got to start, you've got to be able to do this. Up, up, up. Do it. Higher, turn higher. I'm coming up to, where am I coming up to? I'm not coming all the way up to here. I'm coming up maybe to that other, up to that other, almost. I'm coming up to maybe to almost that other interval. Or maybe somewhere in between. I feel this the butt end coming away a little bit here. Just a little. Just a little. Go for it.
But there's still a throw too, right?
Yeah. Really have to raise, don't you, to make it a throw. If the regular wrist turns are going to be that high, you really have to know how to come up. Remember, which is what we've also been working on. So you've got to learn to come up. Almost. Come on, turn. There you come on. There you go. Finger grip. Turn that into doubles. Doubles, doubles, doubles. Start with an accent. There you go. That's better. Oh, sorry, I'm playing the wrong thing. And then okay, now come down just somewhere mezzo. Somewhere in here. So now the throw is not going to be quite as big, is it? We're in here now, aren't we? Just do this with me. See, this is all it is for a day. Watch, Raph. Watch. Just watch, Raph. Now I'm turning a little faster. And go up and down. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You start to move. Play doubles going up and down. Turning your wrist with the grip. You're starting to get the idea. You are actually able to play it at like forte at 56. Okay, so we're going to have you work on different sections. I'd like you to take, you'll notice, and perhaps I'll spell it out for you in your lesson, written lesson. But you can see that at first, the first line is 3 accents every time. Just loop that. Learn to play it at forte, learn to play it at mezzo, and learn to come down somewhere a little below mezzo, maybe to the 4th, what did I call them? Position. My mother was a dancer, right? So they had the 4th position, whatever that is with the feet. Right? They have the different positions. And so you can loop a bar from the first line. Then what happens is it becomes 4 accents on the second line. Second last bar of the second system.
Yeah.
That's 4 accents. Loop that. Play that at 5th position. Or no, we just went up to 4th position. Then we came down maybe to 3rd position and then into 2nd position. Okay? Then you're going to find the next iteration. There are not too many. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th system. Now you've got dop, da dop, da dop. Just loop that dop, da dop, da loop that. And then I think that's about all there is.
Yeah, it is.
Right? There's 3 different. Yeah. So take those different iterations of or the different or the accents were organized in a different way, or there are more accents or less accents, and you're just going to loop that. But you're going to learn to turn your wrists, and I want you to practice them like we just did, not necessarily with the rebound. You see, it really is a wrist turn. The rebound is just a result of having a narrow fulcrum. That's easy, really. Right? So, okay, so that was, I think you sort of accelerated your development, or I helped to accelerate your development today. And so this idea of really getting into what is perpendicular to the ground, the floor, helps you learn the different positions, the different iterations of wrist turn. Of course, there are probably millions of iterations if you were really to take it apart.
Yeah.
You know, how small can they cut an atom? They're arguing about that. But and that's the Dick Wilson line. And you can pontificate over this, but Kevin, Dick would say, the axis of rotation is perpendicular to the orbital plane. I'll let you have fun with that one. And good job, Ralph. I'm turning off the recording.